Hey everyone, Rob Rallop here. Hey, listen, this is the first time that I have gone live on YouTube, mainly because I just want to see if I can do it and how it works. And so it's going to be a little interesting, to say the least, because this is something's first time. So I'm going to just try to fix my camera here a little bit. All right, good. But today we're going to be talking about AI and how it's going to absolutely change the world as we know it. And I don't think that people really understand the true nature of what's happening or can happen with AI. And I'm not just talking about the large language models like ChatGPT and things, but I'm talking about when AI can do so many more tasks than it can do now. So imagine a world where people don't have to work anymore, where pretty much everything is done by either AI or robots. Now, other people have talked about this, and I don't know that they really take them seriously because you look at that as such a um, futuristic world that how can that happen anytime soon? But look at some of the things in our generation already, even just the advancements that we've seen in space travel, in computers, and now physics, and now they're even going into things like quantum computing. And AI is helping to lead the way in that regard. So not only do we see the future changing as far as all the technology that's coming with this, but I guess what I'm trying to say, it's not just AI that's going to play a role in this, but it's also AI and all these other technologies that are going to interface with AI. So things like robotics, space travel. I mean, we're looking at sending humans out to explore other regions of space and then report back. And we've talked about, futuristic shows talk about things like, I say it's futuristic sci-fi shows talk about things like putting people into hibernation, and they wake up 2 years later and another planet in a different system, but or 20 years or whatever kind of thing. But the AI, intelligent robots, beings that can explore, think for themselves, again, getting away from the large language models, but into worlds of travel and in looking through space, landing on different planets. No need to hibernate. They can simply recharge using solar energy if they wanted to, as long as the planet has sun, which most planets will have some kind of star on it. So, I mean, that's getting way out there. I guess what I'm trying to say is that when I'm talking about AI, I'm not just talking about something like ChatGPT and Grok and some of these other things. I'm talking about what the future looks like when you have technology meshing with this AI in a way that people just never really comprehended. So if one day we're going to have space traveling robots and things like that, it's not hard to imagine right now, even things like AI lawyers. Now, why AI lawyers? Well, in law, and again, I'm a novice here. I'm not an attorney, but in law, from what I understand, when you find an attorney that represents you, their idea is to know the law and understand the law, and they can defend you based on various case studies. Well, a good lawyer is going to know a lot about law and a lot of the different case studies, which is awesome. But what they won't know is every case study that ever happened or that's ever been recorded, where an AI attorney could do that. If it's plugged into the internet real time and given access to case law books, then imagine being represented by an attorney that is almost omnipotent, understanding law from every angle and how good that can be. Now, is it going to come to a time when we're going to just have to say, you can't do that, it's an unfair advantage? I don't know. It's interesting. But you look at some of the things that we're seeing now where AI is automating even voice calls, appointment setting, ordering food for people. That's just now. I mean, those are the simple things that it's doing right now. One AI bot can replace 700 call center agents, for example, by replacing those call center agents and technology support specialists with AI. I heard another case where there was a person who led a team, well, two teams really, of about 30 people. And this is in the space of hacking and code and cybersecurity and things like that. And he had two teams, one team of 30 that would write code to try to secure, particular files and systems, and another team of 30, and their job was to hack that code. Well, unfortunately, they have developed AI tools now that can do that. It can write the code and it can hack the code in real time and find those vulnerabilities and then patch those vulnerabilities within a few minutes. And so those two teams of 30 were reduced down to like teams of 2 or 3. There goes, close to 60 jobs right out the gate. Then you look at things like healthcare, for example. Healthcare is, we have a doctor that can prescribe simple medications. They've gone to school for 8 years to learn all about the human body physiology. Well, an AI can be taught that things and already has access to all those things and would easily be able to diagnose some symptoms, including skin rashes and other things using CT scan technology. Anything that a human doctor can look at, a human or an AI could look at and even find details and maybe things that a human doctor might miss, which means that, and again, doctors, I'm not saying that you're going to be out of a job anytime soon, but I'm just saying that there is a future where we have these AI doctors and AI bots that are taking care of the, maybe the less, or the diseases that aren't necessarily going to kill you so quickly, but you look at diagnosing things like various skin rashes, disorders, skin tags, sore throats. If you take a swab, like a stress or a strep test, and you take a swab and you put it on a little, maybe in some kind of little reader that can break down the however that test works. That could even be done over the internet, where you just have something swab your throat, smeared on your watch. I don't know. And this could happen down the road, and it sends it off to your cyber doctor, which can prescribe strep medications, antibiotics, and things like that for you. And you don't need a doctor for that. You can look at skin and tell you if it's a rash or if it's a strep rash or if it's a skin disease based on pictures and imagery and things. And again, on levels that maybe humans can't even see. So then you're looking at things like negotiating and sales, appointment booking. All of those things can be taken care of. Anything basically that's repetitive, like driving a truck, for example. And again, no offense to all my truck driving buddies out there, but they have self-driving cars now that they're working on. And again, there's some issues with it, but they're going to perfect that in the future. And you look at what that means for us, where goods can be delivered without drivers that get tired. They simply pull into a station, recharge for 20, 30 minutes, and then they're on the road again. They can go 24/7. They can go across the country, delivering goods, delivering packages. And then you can even have little robotic arms and things that come out of parcel delivery tracking systems like FedEx and Amazon that can deliver the packages and put them on the porch and then, head off again. So those kind of jobs could be taken. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, but what I'm saying is that there are some major growth pains ahead. And if AI and robotics continues to move on the trend that it's moving now, it's not going to be long before a lot of the needs of humans, as far as getting food delivered, prepping food, all that stuff can be taken care of by AI and by robots. And, that doesn't go into to the weird world of human and AI relationships where, I've seen people, they have like an AI girlfriend or AI boyfriend, something like that they're talking to, which is pretty crazy. So, those kinds of things can happen too. But I'm talking about just kind of the basic needs. You have a world fast approaching where all those things can be done by AI and robotics. And this includes building homes. This includes planting food. This includes gathering food, harvesting food, putting it in the trucks, taking it to the store. All can be done by robotics and by AI. It really is going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely nuts. If you went to a coma right now, it woke up 20 years from now, 30 years from now, the world will be a completely different place. Think about this futuristic world where you have AI just taking care of every human need. And what does that leave us as human beings to do? Well, I think we're looking at a very Star Trek type world, and Elon Musk has even talked about this a little bit, where hopefully it just turns into a world more like a utopia, not a dystopia, where people now have the ability to pursue their interests, pursue art, pursue science, pursue exploration, things like that. And again, I said, AI bots can do that and report back without getting tired. True. But, the human need to grow and to continue to progress is real. It's a real thing. And what you'll see is when people stop progressing, they get very depressed, anxious, and there's a lot of issues like that. So I just want to say that you need to not be afraid of this, but you need to start thinking about what kinds of things can you do as humans, as individuals right now to prepare for this kind of world that's fast approaching. Now, one of the first things that you're going to see happen are a lot of the call center jobs are going to go. A lot of administration jobs are going to go. I'm in marketing. My job has changed dramatically from posting on Facebook and doing search engine optimization and building out pages, which now can be done in a matter of minutes. I can go in and I can create 200, 300 search engine optimized, geo-targeted, keyword-rich pages in a matter of minutes using AI, and so can everyone else, which means that, guess what? Now the competition is even that much more real because there's AI competing with AIs in that space. So even things like my marketing job, call center jobs, tech support jobs, sales jobs, outbound call agents, inbound call agents, all of those things are going to go to AI faster than you think because you need very few humans in a call center when you can have a few AI bots answering hundreds of calls at a time. And then you have a few humans maybe to take the escalated calls where the bots just can't handle or figure it out for now. But it won't be long before humans aren't going to be behind the curve, and bots and AI algorithms are going to be able to fix this problem. There's already in commercials and things I'm seeing right now talking about these different AI agents that get 95% resolution rates when it comes to technical support. So, gosh, hang on to your hats. People, man, hang on to your hats. Things are going to change. Things are going to change so much. What's interesting is when you start looking at the positives of what AI can do, imagine better healthcare, a world where things like cancer research is growing by leaps and bounds, where understanding neuroscience and physiology are just going to increase exponentially, again, because we have AI scientists and researchers that have access to all of the information that has ever been collected for specific types of research. Imagine having the guy with like the highest IQ in the world and 100 times that, because this AI is going to have access to all of the data. Now, again, we're not talking large language models because that's just kind of regurgitating things that are already out there. I'm talking about artificial general intelligence, where these AIs can actually think for themselves. And it's going to be in a pretty amazing world. You're going to see things like cost of living can drop. But before that happens, it's not going to be pretty, folks. It's not going to be pretty. I'm telling you that right now. It's just not going to be pretty. There are going to be so many jobs that are taken over by AI and these other algorithms that we're looking at a pretty big shift. And I don't just mean like the call center type jobs. Now, I mean all the other jobs are going to be overtaken by AI down the road. And so I'm not talking like a year or two from now. I'm talking probably 3 or 4 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to see a major shift from a human, what's the word I'm looking for? HR uses this word, but human capital, I guess, something like that, to using more AI in everything that's done. So that really just means that, again, kind of hang on to your hat. Start looking at jobs that you can do that AI can't do. I think you're going to see a major shift, and people aren't going to be going to school to be learning things like business and business administration, because AI will be able to do that better than any human could. There are going to be a lot more technical skills. You're going to be looking at things like how to fix a home, you're going to see plumbers, electricians, even those things can be taken over by robotics down the road. But for now, those are the jobs that people are going to need. Handymen, those kinds of physical labor type jobs. And I don't mean like stocking shelves, because a robot can do that. I don't mean cleaning floors, because a robot can do that. But things where you have to look at a particular problem, solve the problem, fix the problem, and then use human labor at this point to do that. So again, things like plumbing repair, electrical repair, handyman services, fixing doors, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy, pretty crazy. And I don't think that people really look at AI right now and say that that's going to happen, because it seems so far away again. But I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And this is coming from a guy who said back in the late 80s that one of these days you're going to have all your music on a little device, and you're just going to be able to listen to it without having to have tape recorders and CD. It's absolutely crazy. So hang on to your hats, figure out what you can do to really outshine your competitors, and start looking at getting skills. And hang in there, guys. We got this. Different days ahead, I'm telling you right now. All right. My name is Rob Ratliff, and I hope you like my channel. Especially check out my podcast on business, the Entrepreneur Odyssey podcast. I think you'll enjoy those. But anyway, Rob Ratliff signing out. Good luck out there.